Hello friends, within a day you see online that humans are making progress, humans are creating more and more data. I am giving you a figure that in 2018 we created 33 zettabytes of data. If you don't know about zettabyte, the power above 10 is 21, i.e. 21 ciphers one after the other. So much data was created in 33 zettabyte in 2018. But do you know how much data humans will create in 2025? How much data will we have? 175 trillion gigabytes or 175 zettabytes? We are going to create so much data, so let me give you an example that is so much data that if you take 10 gigabytes hard disk and start keeping 10 gigabytes hard disk together, depending on the length of 1 month, one will have to go around 40 to 50 times on one length of the ground. That's how much hard disk space you'll have to store this data. Of this, 49% of the data will be on the cloud, that is, about 50% of the data will be on the cloud, and in 127 gigabytes, 90 gigabytes of data will come from the Internet of Things, IoT. Now your question will be that the data is so much, why go fast? Because this spline genre is exploding, and what is the second Internet of Things? There is only one answer to both. Imagine that you will be in 2025, in 2024? And progress till that time. Ask the countries, to make everything in the house smart, free-type sensors and controllers will be installed in it. Even today when we talk about Arduino and talk about Pi on the rest itself, which I have tried myself, then your AC will also be intelligent. He also knows when to walk and when to stop. Your fridge will also be intelligent, your stove will also be intelligent. Your oven will also communicate with your mobile. Your whole house will communicate with your mobile, and all of it will be through Wi-Fi and the internet, so we are making everything intelligent, and it will come to our mobile through the internet, and we can use our mobile to reach our home. We'll be able to control him, and we'll be able to take his status. You will say that this is not a far-fetched thing, but recently I am going to tell you that plants have been made to tweet. This means now plants are also going to become the Sharif of Twitter. Plants have been planted with free censuses and plant tweets. When they need water, this is a very small experiment which can be done in any school also. But the next version of agriculture, which will progress very fast, will also come towards the developed countries. What they call agriculture 4 points, I am showing you a picture here. This whole standard is going to make your fields intelligent. Various devices will be installed on your land, which will tell about the soil's humidity and temperature. Sensors will be installed inside the caminos, sensors will be installed inside the water. If you see drones, they will be flying around and they will be taking pictures of your barn. In the same way, if you talk about form, there will be cattle to win. You must have worn sensors around your neck so that you can track their location. All these sensors will be connected with 5G network, and then these things will be connected with satellite as well. Satellites will also be giving you a lot of help. Here I will also tell you some further software which will take pictures of your fields through cameras, through GPS and space imaging, and they will tell what is the disease of your farm, when it needs water, how much water is needed, and urea. When to put, when do you have to spray on it. You have to store all this data, but when we talk about data storage, we have the same PT-old technology that I am showing you here. You can see that our drives tend to wear out, break down, wear out, have a very short life, go bad after 4 years, and at the same time, they require energy. We have a such data storage is needed, which does not require any kind of energy, whose lifeline is also very long and which is not fragile. If it does not break, I will take you with me towards the biological hard drive. The hard drive that stores our data. What is my data stored in now? It is stored in my DNA. So can we store data in the DNA of humans, animals, or plants? We have obtained 2,020,000,000 old DNA till now. This work from Greenland was done in 2021, and these data are in text. That is, something or the other exists in its right condition. 20,000,000 old DNA, but if we see from which DNA we got all the data of Sarah, that 30,000 years old DNA which we have found in fossils, it means that what kind of storage is this in which if we store the data if given, then for 30,000 years, if it remains in good condition, it will be able to store the data. This data storage does not require any kind of energy. Its size is also very small, and along with that this data storage is very dense. That is, a lot of data can be stored in a very small part. Let me give you an example, rather a series of examples. Like you have an idea how much DON storage is there. 10 is digital movie. You can store 10 digital movies in such a small size of DNA that is equivalent to the medium of sand. If you do 1 gram of DNA, it can store 215 million gigabytes of data. If you store all the data that you have at present in DNA, then you will probably have storage of the size of 1 to 2 trucks. That is, there will be 2 or 3 trucks which will have such a huge storage in which all this data can be stored. 2, 4, or 5,025,000,000 gigabytes of data can be stored in the human body. So how can we store such a huge amount of data in such a small area, and how can we store it? We know that there are 4 nuclear bases in our DNA. ATGC, I have already told a lot about them, so you have to convert 01 to these nuclear bases, but this has one advantage, and that advantage is that AAA nuclear base is always joins T with Ca. I remembered it in this way at GCGC University. It always joins with T, GCG joins with C, so if I take a DNA and cut it down the middle and it's on one side, what's on the other side? T in any case, and if the other side is G, then I know that the cutoff part on the other side will be C. So you can duplicate the entire DNA again from the DNA. That's why we find it very easy to copy the data. Here I am showing you a complete procedure of how we save digital data in nuclear bases and can receive it. First of all, let me also tell that now synthetic DNA is also being made. DNA that is being made in labs so that data can be stored on it. So first of all, if we have a song file, a movie file, or a world document, we have to convert it into binary components in the form of 01. Have to digitize and then convert it into G and C and T. This is called encoding, which is shown in the picture. When a dying data has gone from the form of 01 to the form of nuclear bases, now we have to synthesize it. Means they have to be printed through 3D printer. It's synthetic. Sizer says that KDA is giving us synthetic DNA and it was printed in that form. Now the data has become safe because now it has gone in the form of DNA, but if you want to read that data, now you will need sequencing. So sequences are such machines. There are special machines which make nuclear bases again from this DNA, that is, AG and torque, come back to you. Then you decode them again in 01 key form and 01 key form, which is from digital format. Then if you go back to analog or read the data, you get the same data, so it is a complete process. In this way we are creating synthetic DNA and storing data in it. But apart from synthetic DNA, we can also store data in common DNA, and a lot of research is being done on that too. But the issue is only one, and that is that we encode the data. We can also store data. We can also read the data, but the issue that comes is that how do we recognize the data at one place that we need this chunk of data? There is a technique on CRIS through which we can also cut the data. But the processing of data is also a big issue, that how can we keep the data processed? Just now I have to add another data to the form of data I have or multiply it by 2 or divide it, then how to process it? So far our research is silent about it, but now recently a research paper has come. Scientists from Tokyo University in France have worked together and they told that now we can process the data, and they have used 3 enzymes to process it. Enzymes are usually used to cut the data, that is, they are used in CRISPR technique, and when we locate the data and have to read it, artificial neurons are made to process it. If you know, no matter what neurons are the cells of our brain that are constantly processing data, so we have created Masanui neurons. Their layers are made, which is written in a research paper, and we give this data to that layer to those series of player. When neurons get this data, they start processing it and give us fluorescent signal. As the output of which we see it, and then the value of the data and its output are taken from it. So it is completely written in this research paper. Let me also tell you that the University of Columbia name recently fed the sequence of Hello World on a live bacteria, in the DNA of live bacteria, which human programmers first make a program, sequence of Hello World. Stored it and then retrieved it. CRISPR's technique was used for this, and the bacteria used for this was coli bacteria, and this data was stored in it for a long time. This means that we can now store data in living things as well as in their DNA. Let me also tell you that in the end, many experiments are being done on the plants as well, and data is being stored in the plants as well. So now the decisions that will be made near your house will not be ensuring only your food security. It will also be your data storage, and if you want to cut it in sorry future, then its data will have to be converted from one place to another first, and then you can take that data. Can cut that field. If you want to read more about the thing, I will also make many videos on it in the future. But Data Garden is such a project which is storing data in the DNA of plants so that that data can remain with us for a long time. But a lot of research is being done, so I hope you like this video. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel.